Once a season, GLSR goes dirt racing. It's one of the specialties that this series likes to do, along with some road courses or street circuits and that kind of thing. But tonight, some of us are going to see something for the first time ever. We've seen dirt racing in stock cars now. We've seen the cup cars. We've seen the trucks. We've never seen the B car or the Xfinity car, if you will, whatever you want to call it. But we're ready to go here tonight for the first time on the Captain Esports Network with dirt racing in the B car. It is the Downrange Transport Premier Series from GLSR, and a very fun race about to kick off here. We're going to have pill draw, and then we're going to have some heat races and a lot of great action here to come. I am the captain. We welcome you in on this Wednesday evening from Eldora Speedway, Rossburg, Ohio, virtually on iRacing, as we get ready to show off 31 cars on a half-mile dirt track and a custom-made setup and so much more. It is going to be a fun one to watch, so we look forward to putting the action here on for you here on the Captain Esports Network. Even got some different looks that we're going to show you here tonight to have some fun. But first, before we get into this, let's look at our point standings. 3 races and 3 different winners, and a name so big that it would not even fit in the graphic. That is Brandon there, who is second overall in the grid. You see the top 3 there in blue. That is because they are in the points in the playoffs because of the win by Brandon Maciejewski in the race at New Hampshire. Congratulations to him. Brian Sutphin, the winner at Iowa. Cedric Ingram, the winner at Daytona. 3 winners in, 12 get to make the playoffs. So there will be at least 2 people that will get in through points. But as I've seen in the past, including, I believe it was season 6 I learned earlier today. I was trying to remember which season it was. We went 9 races before we saw a repeat winner. So anything can happen here in this Downrange Transport Series. You see right now Brandon Alphin, Josh Gagnon, Cam Ingram, Stephen Miles, the 4 that would be out if the playoffs were to start today. But the great news is we still have 6 races before we even get to it. But the pressure adds on more and more, especially as we get into a wild card race here like this one tonight in Rossburg, Ohio at Eldora, as we get ready to get the field gridded for the first heat race. I do want to share something with you, something brand new that Josh Gagnon has shared with me, is that there is a Rookie of the Year prize on the line tonight, not tonight, but throughout the season now, and it's thanks to PRG. After talking to Josh a little bit, it's a company that he and his dad work for, and it's a pretty interesting deal if you're interested in sound and audio equipment, stuff like that. Make sure you can check out the website. Matter of fact, if I get a chance to, I'll stick it in chat here. But it's for like rental and production equipment and stuff like that, PRG gear. So a very large inventory of rental equipment and stuff. So make sure you check that out. Thanks to those guys for being a part of the broadcast and the Rookie of the Year standings here this season. All right, cars are rolling out as we get heat race number 1 about to roll and get underway. Due to the pill draw, as we look at it, the Pizza and Hut number 69 car going to start P1. Let's see if we can get the grid to work. Hey, it worked tonight. Look at that. Andrew Wyatt going to start their 2nd to 13 car. Brian Sutphin and Cam Ingram 3rd and 4th. Joey Ladisor, it's going to be one to watch tonight. And Tyler Plouffe, Peyton Johnson, who you could argue could have won the New Hampshire race last week, and some say he should have. He'll start their 7th with Drift in the 8th position. 4 cars out of the 8 will advance into the main event here tonight. Here's the great news, and I don't know if it's the first time ever, but it's one of the first time that the whole entire field will make the race here this evening. So that is definitely some positive news there. Pace truck being driven by Jason Clark pulls off, thankfully. As here we go, heat racing from Eldora. See Peyton Johnson trying to slide to the middle lane here. Again, 24 degrees of banking. So it's going to produce some side-by-side beating and banging already. Sutphin getting into the 13 there, turning him sideways. see a lot of Soar up there. Sutphin already into the inside or outside wall again there. As Peachin, who, needless to say, was pretty not happy. I'll put it in English. With the way practice was going for him, he was not a happy camper. But he's led the first 2 laps here so far out of the 10. Wyatt doing a good job holding off the 5 of Cam Ingram. And a little contact there to 13 up in the wall again. Here comes the law firm of Peyton Johnson. It's not really his law firm. It's just the nickname I've given him. As we go up here, Joey Ladisor has gone to the front now as Peachin, and this thing is not cooperating with him. Ladisor, who is an actual dirt driver up in the province of Canada, our neighbors to the north, if you will. I just said Providence. Province of Canada. There we go. Leads Sutphin now by 1.3 seconds. Cam Ingram trying to chase down these 3, but Cam is right now the bubble guy, if you will. As Peachin goes up there against the barrier. You're gonna, I think tonight we could call the Eldora Stripe or whatever you want to come up with. Some random name for it. Peyton Johnson trying to chase down Cam Ingram. Now, basically, all the races are tonight for this is to set up the starting grid from the main event in tonight's race, which, oh, by the way, is the Great Lakes Dirt Championship here at Eldora. It's presented by Mr. Radiator, which, oh, by the way, is owned by Joey Ladisor. So it all ties together when it's all over with. As Joey sees the white flag. Next time by, 2.1 seconds over Sutphin, Peachin, Ingram. Johnson drift is up to 6 with Wyatt and Pluff. As there's the white flag. Ladisor with a lot of throttle control, and well, he could have the field speaking French when this thing's all over with, and I don't mean in a clean language. As Ladisor takes heat race number 1, Brian Sutphin, Sean Peachin, Cam Ingram, the 4 cars that'll transfer, as Peachin puts it up in the outside wall there. You see the final 8 drivers, and unfortunately the way iRacing works, it's going to switch right over just like that, so it gives me barely like any time to do anything. So do want to check something out here. So what, 10 viewers? Okay. All right. I had an issue setting up the broadcast session tonight because some reason it would not load Facebook up for me, the Captain Esports Network Facebook page. So I got it to work as the stream was starting. So I wanted to make sure that we're getting the accurate number of viewers so that I could say hello to those watching and make sure I'm not stuck at 10 right now. As the cars grid this time around, and as per usual, we got a couple dirt guys in this one. As Tanyan Sutphin will start on the front row of this one. He'll have Matt Telder still looking for that first career win, and he has said multiple times, dirt is his best chance. So it's tonight the night. So we'll have to see as he's got a special paint scheme on there this evening. Jacob Clayton, Asher Gwinsey in row 2, row 3. Kevin Davis, another dirt guy. And Jason Stewart, Josh Gagnon, and Richard Midkiff, the 8 starters that'll start this one. I kind of threw a little pressure on Telder earlier today as he said a comment to me. He said 3 out of 4 races, 3 of the last 4 on dirt, he has actually finished without wrecking. And I fired back at him, well, if he wins tonight, 3 out of 4 races this season, we've had a first-time winner. No pressure. As Tanyan Sutphin going to lead the field of 8 here to the green. Again, 4 advance automatically. As I don't know if Tanyan just forgot to go or what the deal was there. As Telder gets a jump and they're 4 wide, and no, the 18 into the 4 sideways goes Kevin Davis. Good save on his part. He is not going to be happy about that. He might throw a Savannah banana at somebody. He's Savannah native. As Telder leads lap 1. And I just realized what I said. You're taking it in a very bad way. As Davis all types of sideways again there. He has the 18 of Stewart there. And oh, big overcorrection there by Stewart. Nice catch on his part. Josh Gagnon up to 3rd already. So good job by the 79 car. Josh, I believe, has a little bit of dirt experience. Then again, he is from Vegas, and that's all they have outside of roads is dirt. Telder 6/10 up on Jacob Clayton, who's doing a good job. Clayton, don't know much about him, but maybe a pretty good dirt guy himself here. Looks pretty sporty in that one car. Good to see most of the lanes being active here, all the way from the bottom up to the top. Again, 24 degrees of banking, and it's progressive up to the top. I think by the end of the feature race here tonight, you'll see everybody up against the top. And don't be surprised you see cars almost leaning up as Jason Stewart has gone around and jumps to the pits. Asher Gwinsey also involved. I don't think there are cautions in the heat races. I did not check on that. As Telder's pulled away to a 2nd, but here comes Gagnon. Gagnon looking pretty sporty. They're running the bottom, letting the car slide up, opening up the wheel a little bit there. Now, forgive me if I don't sound like a dirt knowledge guy. I am not. The only experience I've ever done on dirt is 4-wheeling and as a kid eating it because, well, let's all face it, as kids we ate dirt. 2 laps to go. Telder just maintaining the gap right now on Clayton. And I think the series is actually doing a dirt theme sponsorship tonight for the race. So you're going to see a lot of, oh, who's that spun around? Is that the 7 of Tanyan Sutphin goes around right in front of Telder, but not going to bother him. But it is going to bother the battle for 2nd as Clayton holds off Gagnon there for 2nd. Kevin Davis gets that 4th and final spot. Good bounce back for him after the contact with Stewart. So 2 heat races in here already, and we're seeing some not bad racing so far here. Good fighting and good battling. It's too bad that this is a pill draw and not like automatically putting people in the races, because I think for all poops and giggles, we should have had an all Luke heat race. As we look at the starting lineup here, Luke and Luke, row 1, Strayer and Daniels, Alex Cummings, Devin Ramsey, Indiana driver there, so he might have a little experience on dirt, especially being from the Terre Haute area, some popular dirt tracks down in that region. Diego Sainz and Brandon Alphin, Shane Matthews and Jacob Thornton, the 8 in this race. Take a look at the information here tonight. Again, the Great Lakes Dirt Championship, 64 degrees. Track temp's going to be cooler because it's dirt. 48% humidity, partly cloudy skies. The weather's actually pretty accurate. We were actually in the 60s here where I'm at in Fort Wayne, Indiana, which is roughly about an hour north and west of Eldora. At least it's somewhere down that way. Between here and a bunch of cornfields. All right, here we go. 41 and 28 going to lead him to the green flag here. And for the fourth straight week, by the way, Luke Daniels has not had his number changed by Telder, slacker. Green flag out, Alfin heading up to the top. 3 wide, 3 rows deep. And that is an interesting lane by Luke Daniels. That's all I'm going to say about that. 4 wide and around goes Ramsey. Off of Ricky Bobby. If you're not first, you're last. Well, unfortunately for Ramsey, he's last. I'm still blaming you. Alex Cummings, who's got a very big history of winning dirt races. Matter of fact, he won, what, the last 2 or 3 I broadcasted, including the last one we did at a dirt track. Can't remember, like 2 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago. I think that was the race where, I think it was USA, wasn't it? It's where I begged the series. I'm like, run USA's dirt. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. Anyways, be the last suggestion I think this league ever takes from me. 44 there. That is Diego Sainz. In the gunslinger car, Jacob Thornton working his way up here, battling Luke Strayer and Brandon Alfin and his... I think he's got the Eldora internet tonight. Is into the wall goes Thornton. Apparently my timing and scoring does not like me. Oh, that's right. I forgot about Knupp getting a win in dirt. Well, Cummings had won, what, the previous 2, I think, if I remember correctly? Oh, this is frustrating. Guess I'll do it the old school way. 3 laps to go. Taylor, that is way too much information, dude. What? There we go. So Sainz up to second, so he's showing some pretty good dirt potential here. He's gone past Luke Daniels. Strayer holding on to that last transfer position. The Shane Matthews band there behind him. About a second back as we hit the final lap. And he's going to be one to watch again tonight here. Hello to Mr. Cummings if he's watching. Your son just won heat race number 3. Sainz second. Luke Daniels going to be third. Lucas Strayer fourth. That'll be the 4 to transfer on into heat number 3 into the main event. Which leads us to another group of drivers. And one could be argued as the favorite tonight. The other one is the latest winner in the series. That would be Brandon. As I try to remember how he told me to pronounce it before I say it. Hang on. Actually, where's my... You know, it's funny. I'm sitting there thinking, remember how to say it. I wrote it down. I actually wrote it down. Give me a second here. Let me pull up my Samsung notes on my phone. I literally phonetically spelled it on my phone, and I will put it in Discord for those who don't know. I can actually share it. That's not where it's at. There it is. Maciejewski. Oh, Maciejewski. There we go. Maciejewski. Going to be on the pole alongside Sam Fontaine. going to be pretty good here tonight on dirt. Your Daytona winner, Cedric Ingram, alongside Alex Bryson, who I think in a Who's in the Race last night, I found his twin brother. Lucas Gortman could be one to watch here tonight, and Stephen Dalton, Stephen Miles, and Jason Dalton there on the front row. Or what? Dalton and Miles in the back. There we go. And for the first time tonight, we had somebody apologize before the race. Maciejewski going to lead him to the green with Fontaine outside lane as Sam gives him a nice little pep talk saying, look, we're all in the finals, this race. Now, I hate to say this to Sam, but when he gets contact with somebody tonight, green out. Three wide, 2 rows deep. Maciejewski getting out there a little bit here, holding off Fontaine. Fontaine slides up. Here comes AB inside. He might slide him for second. We'll see. Not able to do so. Yeah, it's Fontaine putting that right rear in the wall. I think you're going to see a ton of that later on in this race. Now, a couple things I was hearing from drivers throughout the practices and the week and stuff is they were talking about overheating issues. So we'll have to see. I know that the weather is a little bit cooler than what they've been running in practice, so that might actually help these cars cool down. Now, as we know, the B cars do not run on dirt in real life. So if you look, you notice there's not any of the protecting screens and stuff that you see like in the trucks and the cup cars on dirt and then like the modifieds and stuff like that. So if this was real life right now, I don't think any of them would be able to see out their windshield right now. And God knows their radiators would be screaming. Fontaine able to take the lead from Maciejewski, but Bryson doing a good job as he puts her up there in that outside wall. Lucas Gortman looking pretty good. Oh, there's a slider for the first time tonight. Oh, he almost got him. Brandon saved it. And here comes Gortman up the middle. Lucas trying to become the 150th member of Telder's team to win before Telder. Gortman going to clear his teammate there, Maciejewski, for second. There's going to be an F-off message probably from Telder in the next 2 minutes to me, by the way, for those who didn't know. Three laps to go. As Fontaine by 1.5 over Gortman now. Very impressed with Lucas on dirt. So obviously those lap 1 legends and a pretty good dirt team. I had a feeling that would be your other message. As Miles looking low here on the 93, so the Georgia boy must have been down at Sonoya running some laps. Obviously, you can't because Sonoya's not an iRacing. But Fontaine taking the white flag here. Oh, Cedric goes around back towards the back. Unfortunately, he'll finish 7th. But Fontaine in that 77 going to take her to victory lane. Heat race Numero Cuatro. That's not French, but it works. Gortman second, Maciejewski third. Stephen Miles gets the final position. So those guys will be able to sit back. The rest of these guys are going to hop into an LCQ, even though it's technically not an LCQ. It's more of a LC. Yeah, I guess it would be an LCQ because it's still a last chance qualifier. It's just more of a last chance everybody races anyways. But then again, we're in the warm-up now, so it might be skipping the LCQ and going straight to the race and setting a grid by that. So get ourselves a 2.5 minute window here. Cars get out there and run some laps and get themselves back into a rhythm. This is stop tuning. Let's talk to some people here. Let me jump over here to the right chat and grab some drivers that participated in that race. Let's start with let's see. Let's grab Joey. Let's talk to Joey Ladisor real quickly here. Let's bring in the man who, behind the ownership of the sponsor tonight here, that is Mr. Radiator, of course. Joey up there in Canada with your company here, man. Obviously looking good on the track, but I know with the Great Lakes Dirt Championship, kind of a cool name that that you've kind of come up with for this race.
Yeah, well, you know, being that I'm from a dirt background, you know, they come up with these nice little fancy names all the time. So I figured we'd try to blend that into our
our creativity, right? So I got to ask. So we got the Golden Driller at the Chili Bowl. We've got the Golden Shovel, what used to be at Eldora, for the truck race. So what do we got tonight?
Sorry there, Scala, I lost you.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah,
I was gonna say we got the Golden Driller at Chili Bowl. We got the Golden Shovel at Eldora's truck race when that was going on. What do we got tonight for a trophy?
We're gonna give you a golden rad cap.
All right. What? Oh, Radiator cap. I like it.
Yeah.
All right.
No, it's like I said, it's I look forward to this race just obviously because of my dirt background. So for me, it's I always look forward to it, and it's this is a tough series on a good day. So when I can run in the top 5, I take advantage of it when I can. Hopefully we can stay on the podium tonight and have a chat with you later.
Absolutely. And this is going to be one of the biggest fields now. Obviously, I wasn't here for the Bristol race last year and what the rules were behind that. But tonight you've got 31 cars going to be taking the green, which is one of the bigger fields we've had on dirt. So the track is going to slicken up like really, really quickly.
Yeah.
So what do we expect? Do we expect the track to move up then when that happens to the top, or do you see these cars going anywhere?
I'll tell you what, these cars don't run the top exceptionally well because of the weight. They just slide up no
Right.
matter what you do. So I think the groove's going to be middle of the track, and you know, the guys will go up to the outside, but it won't be like when you watch a regular dirt race here where the guys are just rim riding. I think it's too delicate to try to do so.
All right, my man. Well, hey, best of luck here tonight, and we've got 2 new winners already on the map. Let's see, maybe you're number 3.
Yeah, be a first time for me in the series, so get our fingers crossed. Hopefully have a good race. Thanks.
All right, buddy. Great job, Joey. As Joey Ladisor going to start up on the front row. As a matter of fact, he is the pole sitter tonight. I've gone brain dead, Joey. What team you on?
What's that?
What team?
KGD.
Thank you. Yeah. As we move him to the bottom here. So here we go, getting ready to grid for the main event here from Eldora. Joey Ladisor won in basically the 4 heat races. That's how the grid is set. So the front 4 are all 4 heat winners, 5 through 8, second place, and so on and so forth. So Ladisor and Telder will take row number 1, row 2, Alex Cummings and Sam Fontaine. Row 3, Brian Sutphin and Jacob Clayton. Row 4 is Diego Sainz and Lucas Gortman. Sean Peachin and Josh Gagnon there in row number 6. Row 7 is where you'll see Cam Ingram and Kevin Davis, Lucas Strayer, Stephen Miles in row 8. Peyton Johnson, Richard Midkiff in row number 9. Row 10 is Shane Matthews and Jason Dalton. Drift and Tanyan Sutphin there, row 11. Row 12, Brandon Alphin, Alex Bryson, Andrew Wyatt, and Asher Gwenzy. Devin Ramsey, Cedric Ingram, Tyler Pluff, Jason Stewart, and Jacob Thornton. The last of the 31 starters that'll start the 100-lap feature. I'm going to make sure the paints are updated here really quickly. Appreciate the viewers watching here tonight. CMR Boys Racing watching. I think that's Jake with an exclamation point. I couldn't tell. As we pull off. Dirt racing in GLSR happens once a season. Tonight is the night from Eldora. The Great Lakes Dirt Championship is green. And Cedric Ingram's going around. We got fireworks and a caution all at once. The Daytona winner already losing a rear end. Let's see what happens to our one of our 3 playoff drivers already who's clinched in with his win. Got the 18 there behind him with Stewart, and oh, Stewart just runs him over and then gives him a hello, how you doing to his inside. I'm sure Cedric's not happy about that. Now, pace laps do count, so, and they're going to go quick because it's a dirt track, and so I got to be on my game when it comes to showing these replays. And the Trill Burgers, number 19, gets punted and spun around, bringing out the first yellow. I was starting to say our cameras tonight presented by TrackCams22.com. They are online on Facebook and the iRacing forums at TrackCams22.com is their website. And I did see today, by the way, that the group of guys there at TrackCams for Gourmet, it's actually one guy, and he does a great job. And should mention he's got updated road courses cameras for those that you can go check out the new tracks he's up. There go birds. And also new updated the dirt stadium truck cameras, so you can go check those out as part of packages now. You can see at the website trackcams22.com. Ladisor leads him back to green. Telder, Fontaine, and Cummings. You see the cars spread out 2, 3 wide. There's some contact there as 28 or 98 getting into the 4 and caution back out again. 7, 11, the 18. The yellow is actually for Tyler Pluff back here in the 39, who has gone around the body armor 39. Pluff out here minding his own business in the middle groove, slides up. He and the 18 come together. That 18, unfortunately, that car's taking a beating already at the start of this race. And this is one of those, one car goes to one spot, the other car goes to the other spot. Right, bam, there's the contact. Ingram with no rear end on his car gets through there. Now that's something else we should talk about is, again, these cars do not race on this kind of track. And if you look closely, Eldora is all wall. There is no safer barrier here. So how these cars make contact with a wall of this nature, I think is a big wild card. So I think these guys are going to have to be careful, and you know, when they get damaged or smack the wall really hard, it could hurt this car, which I think could play a big wild card again in this race. All right, so we've made it about a half a lap so far in the 2 laps we've had green as Ladisor leads him back. Fontaine struggling off turn 2 there. Here comes Cummings 3 wide with Clayton to the inside. Here's your slider. Dive bomb city right there, boys. Crossover coming. One gets a little loose. 63. It's a transition back. One car overcorrects back into the wall back here. That's Gagnon. We made it a lap. And then, oh, everybody planting in the wall, and around goes Sutphin into Daniels. Pile up in 2. No caution yet. There it is. What a great slider by Clayton. Strayer, I think, got a piece of that also. That was a little bit of a pile up down there in 2. I can find where the wreck started. It was Brian Sutphin. I know that for sure was one of the cars in it. If I can find Brian's name, I'll show you the wreck. There it is. There's a little bit of banging there with Gagnon and Diego Sainz. Here comes Sutphin outside lane. There's going to stick it up the middle and slide it in there a little deep. He and Gagnon getting to the wall. I'm sure Josh wasn't happy about that. And well, from there, it's live action as Maciejewski gets into Sutphin. Luke Daniels got a piece of it. Who else is that parked back there? Jason Stewart had towed back to the pits. I think it was Lucas Strayer, unfortunately, involved. Appreciate the viewers who are watching here tonight. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. You can always share your thoughts and stuff of what's going on. You can also reach out to other people who like watching the stream. Send them over. I always like talking to people, as Mr. Cummings there, who's always here watching his son. CMR boys watching Jacob Clayton here. Nice slider by him, by the way. See if I get a chance to show that here in a second. If we go back green. Is Jacob a dirt guy? Figured you guys can help me with that answer. Back here. Look at this, 3-4 wide racing. Brandon Alphin, that Freightliner car, gets into Peyton Johnson, who gets headfirst into the wall, along with Alex Bryson, and back under yellow again. Really? Well, I'll tell you what, he's doing a pretty daggone good job. I mean, that's... I'll show the caution here in a second. I'm going to go back. Watch this bomb he throws right here. This was impressive. Oh, that's not him, though. Let's go up here. Here it is. I mean, that's not an easy thing to do in a car, this kind of car with a modified setup to it. I mean, he's at the bottom here. So he's pretty much got one thing left. That's to slide the car, let it slide up the track. Fontaine gives him room. And then he almost gets loose right there. Good job by Alex to stay off him. I'd give him a... I'll give him a B for that slider. The only reason I say a B is because of how he exited the corner. All right, to the caution now. This one involved the 21 of Brandon Alphin. Caution's already out here. So it looks like, oh, okay. So it looks like Alphin just tried to stay off of Miles. Unfortunately, he misses one teammate and gets the other one with Peyton Johnson going around. So. Oh, okay. So he's done racing on iRacing, just not League. Okay. Well, it's good to see you guys out here, man. That's cool. All right, here we go. Back at it. Hate to say this, but as we get going and going more into this race, you're going to see more aggressive moves because the lapses continue to count. We're already a fifth of the way in. Everybody just got to get themselves into a rhythm here. Four wide down into the corners. Telder puts pressure on Ladasor. Alex Cummings going to move up the third past Fontaine. How about this? 6 of the front, 8 or 4 of the front 6, I should say, never won a race in GLSR. Meanwhile, Kevin Davis gets pile driven into the wall. He put himself in the wall, and then Gagnon went up there and helped him out. A little checkup up here, mid-pack, 4 wide. As somebody made a heck of a move. Was that Cam? Oh, and Cam gets turned into his teammate Signs, who straightens him back out. They're still spinning. There goes Peachin. Now, Peachin was already unhappy about things. Oh, boy. That was just wild. Do I dare turn my microphone or my headset on to listen to what they're saying? I did. All right, looking. There are some unhappy people. Look at this, 5 wide right there for a second. The surprise is Fontaine into 77 there. I gotta go see what happened to him. Why, he's falling back there. But there's Peachin getting turned, misses Fontaine barely, gets Kevin Davis up into Alphin. So let's see if I can go back and find. I mean, unfortunately, Fontaine is slipping back on that restart. He restarted 4th, and now all of a sudden, oh, we got a modified Lucas Gortman in the first modified of the night. Then you always got that time where somebody says a word and you got to look up, make sure he's muted. Oh, there's your answer. Clayton got into Fontaine, and good job by Gortman to actually save him and put him back straight there. That's what happened. As we go back green, I try to find the action. There's too much. Jacob Thornton. By the way, that 11 car started 31st, and he is up to 11th in this race right now in the 11 car. I would say the car is clean, but that right side's got a couple scuffs on it. You might have the better strategy. Just run the bottom. Nobody's around. Oh, broadcaster's curse. Jacob is going around. No caution. Sorry, Jake. I'll send you some money later. Oh, more wrecking going on. It is, back here, the 88 of Shane Matthews. And our first bleeping R word. Let's see what happens here. Oh, so Gagnon and the 88 get involved with Alphin. Oh, and over he goes. And then he gets a T-bone steak from the 12. Diego's over. Let's, as one of my favorite people that got me in iRacing broadcasting, Mr. Nordgar, sir, I salute you by saying, vomit in a helmet! Left front was kind of stuck in place there for Matthew, so hopefully he's able to get that fixed. So a lot of Soar in the pace car battling for the most laps led here so far. Pace car pulls back in. Here we go again. You see how that bottom lane, everybody's sliding up to the top. Telder to the bottom for the lead. Yeah, no kidding, right? A couple of little tweaks on that damage model needed. Look at Gorman in that modified. Ah, Diego just slide jobbed himself, and then two cars go spitting as Dalton and Cam Ingram. And caution, oh, we got a pile up here. Cedric involved. I never thought that the super speedway strategy coming into play here, but that might be the way to win this race. Just sit back, let everybody wreck, and then go get what you can get. So everybody piles in. Dalton involved. Is that Fontaine with damage? Yes, it is. Wow, one of the favorites with damage. And unfortunately, Peachin's nose looks like a stuffed crust. Somebody ate the crust first. At least that's what they said back in the 90s you ought to do with stuffed crust pizza. Let's see where this started. There's Cam. Oh, it's Brian. Okay. I was like, I'm like, who's messaging me? Oh, it's Brian, trust me. This is dirt racing, man. Alright, so... Alright, it does have Lotus still as the leader, it looks like. Should be coming back to the green here, and we just got the green. Here we go. How about holding ESPN again? Top side, here comes Alex. Macichewski's up here down with Clayton. Kevin Davis, who's been hit by everything but beer cans on the from the grandstands, is up here in the top 10 now with Gagnon. Those two were getting along great earlier. Oh, Telder back on the back, a lot of sore. Go some three wide. Track is actually not slickened off too much, and I think the laps under turn one there is looking pretty slick now. You see the cars is sliding up into the wall now. Clayton and Gortman battling. There's Gagnon down to the bottom now. 6th place. He slides up. Connoisseur leading the new second place guy, Alex Cummings, topside Charlie. Or topside Tommy, I guess that'd be. Whatever name you want to come up with that. A lot of beaten up cars here. Up here for the front. This is your battle. Just about to the halfway point in this Dirt Championship here for Great Lakes Sim Racing and the Downrange Transport Premier Series as we ride with Joey. Oh, Joey almost hurt himself there, maybe. Alex topside, Telder bottom. Oh, caution out. And it is not telling me who it is. Looks like maybe Richard Midkiff has gone around in the 29. Bringing out the caution. Boys and girls, we're going to have a little fun here for a second, as I have an idea from the last caution as we watch Midkiff's self-spin and into the inside wall. Nice job by Luke Daniels to miss. All right, real quickly here, let's go live, and let's go up here towards the front where Telder is in the second position. And I'm going to grab Mr. Telder, if I can find him. Is Brand... Oh, yeah, there he is. Okay. There's Telder, and yeah, I guess we'll talk to... I'm going to move myself to another channel, I guess, as I just having all kinds of issues here. I was going to have Brandon interview you, but Brandon's nowhere to be found.
Which Brandon?
The one asked you who's interviewing you in the race just now.
Oh, Massachusetts.
I was going to have him actually come up here and interview you, but no, he's not in Discord because I guess, you know, he wins a race. He don't show up
he's
here
in
anymore.
a different chat because he has a spotter. So.
Who does spotting on dirt?
Yeah, I don't know, but.
Anyways, all right, enjoy the pace car.
Yeah.
All right. So, operation failed. As we come back to the green. At the halfway point. Let you guys figure out if we're halfway started or halfway finished. Up, caution back out. And I don't see anyone sideways here. Let's maybe Sean Peachin? Oh, slides up into Cedric and goes around for a spin. Let me get our boy here. Let's have a quick word.
This race, if you were a sponsor that you'd want to sponsor because all the downtime on cautions.
Hi, Jake.
Hey, bud.
I just pulled you up in the booth. You just randomly talk about sponsors, apparently. So, hey, why not? Have some fun with that. But, man, what a race for you so far here. You've pulled off a pretty nice slide job a little bit ago, even though you tried to wreck yourself doing it. And,
I did.
Slightly. I was talking to your guys over here watching the CMR boys racing team that's been watching you. Apparently, are you kind of new to this dirt thing, or are you used to this? As I see, we're about to go green, so we gotta make it short.
I'm a drag racer, IRL, but play a lot of dirt on here, just trying to mix it up a little bit.
I'm gonna try to figure out while you go green here how to put that together. But anyways, good luck.
You're for?
I'm gonna move you to your chat here, wherever you are.
Yes, sir.
What chat were you?
With fucking damn it.
I'll get
GZ.
you. Thank you.
Yep.
As we go green. Why not? Let's throw a bomb out there in the air too. All right. "54 laps complete." Hey, you never know when you might get adult language on here. Up here, 3 wide for the lead. Alex Cummings going to try to slide. Joey, contact. And Joey gets it back on him. I think Alex might have gave that back to him. Telder in the 3rd position. Gortman there behind him. Clayton now up to the 4th position. Lucas Gortman the 5th. There was arguably one of the cleaner cars in the race right there at 93. Maciejewski. Now I probably just put the hex on him. As we're 59 laps in, look back here, Kevin Davis, Josh Gagnon, there's Brandon Alphin. Devin Ramsey there in that 9 car doing a good job. Coming back after going around a little bit ago. As you see Gagnon get up there in the outside wall. There's Diego Sainz also. That green and yellow car back there, that is Stephen Miles. Oh, Alphin gets into the 4 and around they go into the wall. Goes Kevin. And I don't even think that was the caution. It's back here, the 11 was the caution. Maybe it's that camera's bad luck. I don't know. Switch that camera to show some fun views and cautions come out. Jacob Thornton. Oh, just spins himself out. Does a great job locking it down. Gets glazed by the 13. No harm, no foul there. 7 almost gets him. But then up ahead of that, at the same time, watch this. Brandon and Kevin, they were having a little argument earlier of racing stuff, and, well, they meet again. Brandon just does a simple 360 and continues on. Got a little sand in his boots. Alex Cummings officially the leader now. So we must have just missed that when the caution came out. Let me see if I can fast forward ahead, or not fast forward, but move to that pass. But they officially have given the lead to Alex Cummings in the 63 now. This looks like the official pass right here. Oh, he pulls a better slide job this time around. And then Joey gets free. So, yeah, there you go. And then the caution comes out. So, Alex Cummings, the leader, top side. 38 laps to go. Is he going to win another dirt race? I mean, this guy showed up a couple seasons ago and went guns blazing on dirt. won, I think, the next 3 dirt races in a row or something like that. So he's going to lose the lead. A lot of sore here. And then learn how to start winning on ovals. And oh, he gets tagged by his teammate, and Tellner goes into the wall. Big pile up off 2. Davis, Dalton. Gortman, the 11, the 19, the 39. I think Santa Claus is involved. Tellner's got a broken something because his left rear is spinning. Friendly fire off 2. And I think everyone but the Adams family, unfortunately, involved in this wreck. And before anyone starts blasting Telder, this is not... You cannot blame him for that. That's just, unfortunately, dirt track racing with what we got. Fontaine with damage also. Gagnon, oh my gosh. Alphen stops. That was just literally... Cummings lost momentum. Telder had to run up the track and they make contact. Just the way it goes. But I mean, there's at least 10 to 12, if not 15 cars involved in this wreck. I'll see if I can count somehow here. Again, went to school in Florida. I don't know how to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 spins. I'm counting 15 cars in that. That was definitely one of those spin and just stop. And look who the leader is. Wait a minute here. How did Jacob Clayton get the lead of this race? Oh, wait, Lattisaur's never mind the leader. I'm sorry. Lattisaur took the outside lane. My apologies. Devin Ramsey up to second now. Jacob Clayton third. Fontaine's up to fourth. And Diego Sainz your top 5. 32 laps to go. Yeah, that was a big one. I mean, there is scrapyard. Oh, and around goes the 13 now. Andrew Wyant to the outside wall. Takes Kevin Davis with him. Goes down and clips Gortman. So right now, there are probably, arguably, as caution now comes out. That wasn't even a caution. Where's the caution at? I thought that was a caution. Well, even I'm being affected by this now. Good grief. There's a car stopped at the bottom there. That's what brings the caution out, and I'm trying to see who that was. It was Kevin Davis, who unfortunately, I think, lost the ghost there in 1 and 2. So this Great Lakes Dirt Championship race has had its shares of yellows and beaten up cars. I mean, I can only think of 2 people right now that might have 0 incident points in this race right now. Me and the pace car. And for the first time I think I've ever heard in iRacing, we've heard somebody say that the brakes are in the middle, but a reminder the gas pedal is on the right. I've not heard that before. That's interesting. As here we go, coming back to the green, 26 laps to go still. Lonosaurus led the majority of them. Jacob Clayton trying to get his first career win. Sam Fontaine has somehow got that hunk of junk up front. Devin Ramsey, who was involved in a couple incidents tonight. Oh, and around goes Diego. There is more scrap in Rossville, Ohio tonight than you will find at the normal junkyard. Let's take a look here at all the cars in the race and see how we're looking car-wise. I mean, Lonosaurus got some right-side damage, as expected, here on a track like this. Clayton, a little bit of right-side damage. And you got Fontaine, who's, well, Devin Ramsey, a little bit of right-side damage, not too bad. Jason Dalton, yeah. Brandon Alphin doing okay. Well, Canyon's had better days with that thing. Cedric Ingram is up in the top 10 right now with this car. Alex Bryson up in the top 10, doing okay with that, again, right side damage. I mean, everybody's been up in the outside wall. Tanyan Sutphin, this might be, I have to check stat-wise, might be one of his best runs he's had, and maybe his best finish he might be looking at here. Tyler Pluff in the 11th position, doing a good job of the body armor car. Lucas Strayer there. There's Stephen Miles, got a modified with Peachin. So, everybody's got damage. We got blinkers. We got all types of things going on. 23 laps to go. The 23 leading. This might be his race for somebody to take from him. And Lucas Strayer spontaneously pops up next to people. Three, four wide as Miles working his way up to the 8th position. Oh, who's that? Oh, nice miss there by Miles, missing Dalton by a nose. Or lack thereof. Up here for third, I should say, Fontaine past Ramsey. And right on cue, I switch to the camera again, and caution comes back out. Alex Bryson involved. I'm going to call it the caution cam here in a second. See what happens to AB. Oh, gets into the side of the 39. Oh, there's Cedric again. Fortunately, poor guy. Oh, and Diego with a big headbutt there. So it has definitely been an interesting first 4 races of the season. Of course, beginning at Daytona with Cedric Ingram going to victory lane. Then last week or 2 weeks ago, we went to Iowa Speedway. Then it was New Hampshire, which was like a 1 mile short track. And then this place. So what's next week? I laugh because we're going to Bristol next week. So we going from the 3/4 or 9/10 of a mile Iowa Speedway to New Hampshire's mile track to Eldora. Are these guys gonna have enough cars to go to Chicagoland in 2 weeks? Thankfully, there's no budget. As here we go. Ramsey up to the second position as he gets past Clayton Fontaine there also now, as more beating and banging and more spinning around. The 7 and 39 get together. I mean, two notes that I have written down here in front of me right now. One, I would almost be tempted to be, as you see, yeah, 39 gets turned. I would tempted to start a half track back if I was like in this race and just let him keep wrecking. And then two, it looks like that I also want to just almost put my car down against the wall on the inside and just stay away from everybody, because it looks like all the cars are sliding up the track now. I mean, yes, I know eventually inertia comes in and trucks or the cars come to the bottom, but I'm just like, man, right now it is all about just staying out of the messes. And all the cars, the way the setup is now, is pretty much you're braking or whatever you're doing and you're sliding literally to the outside wall. But then again, usually when I try to think like that kind of strategy, it backfires on me. Now, I am noticing the inside lane is starting to become a disadvantage for some of these cars. You get that outside lane off turn 2, you seem to have the run here. And let's watch what Fontaine does there, outside lane second row. As Slaughter. Oh, he makes contact on the 9 trying to take off. Here comes Clayton into Fontaine. And caution back out. And I think this one's Brandon Alphin. Fontaine gets all Alphin gets all sideways, gets T-boned by AB, and then Alex Cummings gets a piece of it. So again, caution out here. Brandon's right front is torn up, so he's pretty much done for, it looks like. Spins right in front of Lucas there, and it has warping issues. So here's another thing that I want to throw out there. If I'm Joey, I'm almost wanting to start on the bottom because I see what he's trying to do. And I think in his sake, if he starts on the bottom lane and moves all the way up with the outside pole sitter, he can almost drive the car from the top to the bottom and get the restart and make the straightaway longer. Now, I think that's what he tried to do there on the restart, and it almost backfired on him. So if Ladisor wins, he would become the 4th different driver to win this season and put himself into the playoffs. Yeah, I hate when that happens, Brandon. The good news is I got your name right finally, Matt Chesky. And if I was trying to get you in the Discord, I was going to have you interview Telder. But here we go, green flag. Seven laps to go. Hail Mary's going to be thrown now. Look at Miles to the bottom. That's Matt Chicheski. Yeah, I heard it. I was going to bring you up afterwards. I was like, man, we need to actually do that. And you weren't in here. It's okay. Ramsey trying to rip that top side. Can the Terre Haute, Indiana driver get to Ladysor? Maciejewski. I gotta change the third part of that phonetic. That'll get it right then. Ramsey's got, knocks the wall down trying to get there. Clayton up against the outside wall. Oh my gosh. Ladysor trying to hold the 9 off. Here he comes. Oh, contact. Here comes Clayton now into the picture as they come to the white flag. Oh, Ramsey's going to get turned off the nose of Clayton. Into Fontaine. Joey Ladysor will win the Great Lakes Dirt Championship and get his first win in the series, and into the playoffs he goes. Jacob Clayton ends up second. Stephen Miles ends up third. Jason Dalton, Josh Gagnon, your top 5. As good news for Joey is he gets to give himself his own golden radiator cap. The man behind the Mr. Radiator sponsorship. Should I say puts a cap on his dominant night going to victory lane here tonight. Gonna say he's a dirt guy. He better know where victory lane at Eldora is. There we go. As we take a look at the finishing order for the Great Lakes Dirt Championship here at Eldora. As Ladysor adds his name to the new list of winners in GLSR, holding off Clayton by 1.2 seconds after his contact with the 9. Stephen Miles finishes third. Jason Dalton fourth And Josh Gagnon finishes 5th. Alex Bryson 6th. Lucas Strayer 7th. Jacob Thornton comes back to 8th. Lucas Gortman 9th. And Sam Fontaine ends up 10th. Tandon Sutphin 11th. Cedric Ingram 12th. Diego Sainz 13th. Drift gets 14th with Pluff and Ramsey 15th and 16th. Sean Peachin finishing in the 17th position. I haven't said this tonight, so I got to do it once. Petchin finishes 17th. Brandon Alphin 18th. Oh, Peyton Johnson 19th. Alex Cummings 20th. Kevin Davis, Andrew Wyatt, Brandon Maciejewski finishes 23rd. Matt Telder 24th. Luke Daniels 25th. Richard Midkiff 26th. Cam Ingram 27th. Shane Matthews 28th. 29th to Asher Gwenzi, Brian Sutphin, and Jason Stewart, the 31 racers, to finish here tonight. As we'll start with our third place finisher here tonight, that being Stephen Miles, who somehow survives the carnage with all of a half of a car pretty much when it's over with, man. But great job tonight. Get yourself a top 3 finish here.
Appreciate that, man. Still disappointing. Especially, I mean, taking my time there, missing the wrecks like I needed to. I felt like I had a top 3, top 4 car regardless. And I was just waiting for things to settle down and get a good run. And right there in my head, I'm like, I'm trying to get to the front. And that was the dumbest move I made, man. They got caught up in that wreck and had to go back to the back. And I was trying to get as much damage as I could, having 5.5 minutes of damage. But then at the end, it was driving on the bottom like I made it, man, like I set it up to do. So it's like what could have been. So I'm just disappointed right now. But I can't be. I mean, I'm still disappointed with the top 3. I'm not gonna lie to you, Skylar, but it is what it is.
Well, obviously, it's tough. I mean, when you're used to running up front and stuff, and you go into a wild card like this, it's kind of hard, as you know, you would see in this kind of thing, and to be able to still kind of manage, and sometimes, you know, what you have to do is survive, and that's what you were able to do tonight. That's got to be, I would say, some kind of satisfying, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, man. It was just a fight with the track, fight with the setup, fight with the drivers. It was 3 or 4 different races going on in one, really.
Right.
And I felt like just racing. I mean, I don't know how the laps was going by so fast. I guess it was a lot of caution laps, but missing those wrecks, and then I get to that last one, and I couldn't avoid it. I didn't see nothing but Fontaine's back bumper until he moved out the way, and I mean, there's no point of hitting the brakes on a dirt track, so I just tried to avoid it best I could. But right there at the end, just seeing Joey and Devin and them racing, I'm right there with Fontaine riding the bottom with 5.5 minutes. It just makes me sick, man. What could have been? I mean, these opportunities, you don't get many of them being up front and having a chance to lock yourself in for the playoffs. But congratulations to Joey and that team, man. They're on a run this year so far.
Well, great job tonight, man. Send some shout out to whoever you like to.
I want to thank Laser Racing, my teammates Alvin and AB. They brought it home. I mean, AB had damage too, and he brought it home 6. So, I mean, we fought hard for it. Appreciate you broadcasting, and thank Telder, man, for making my paint scheme. Tyler Erb paint, man, I ain't have no paint, no dirt track paint at least, and he did it in 40 minutes, and it was a hot ride, man. I'm not gonna lie about that, and I want to thank God and my girlfriend, and that'll be it.
Absolutely, man. Great job tonight. Congratulations, and we'll see you next week at Bristol.
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy. Stephen Miles, third place finisher here tonight, going to help his points tonight, especially being he was on the outside looking in going into tonight, but still plenty of races to go, so not I would say too much pressure yet as we go to next week. But bring up Jacob, bring up Mr. Clayton here to chat now after his wild race that had a little bit of an interesting ending there with the contact with the 9 car, and of course trying to interview the man, and just everything was happening tonight too quickly. But Jake, man, nice job and good second place finish for you tonight.
I appreciate that, man. It was a lot of fun. I wasn't expecting anywhere close to that, but I'll definitely take it.
And I started to ask you a little bit, how much dirt experience do you even have?
Well, like real life, none. But on the sim, late models, modifieds, anything like that, I'm pretty halfway decent. So I mean, it's not my first time I've been around a dirt track on here, but I definitely have never ran these cars here until this week.
How much learning? I know you talked about it a little bit there when we chatted for like 10 seconds. You mentioned you're a drag racer. So obviously that's a whole another element. As obviously you run a quarter-mile strip, and now you're going out here running on these different tracks. What's been the major factor for you, like difference-wise, that you've had to go and take in that's helped you, or even what has helped you from the drag stuff to get better at racing here?
Yeah, the biggest thing, in my honest opinion, is just staying patient. It's I we had a bet in the group chat of over under on cautions tonight, and we hit the over. So
I was going to
I
say, I
just
think that one was clear.
yeah, we hit the over. So it was just one of those deals where I figured if you could be there at the end, you would probably be halfway decent either way. I didn't expect to be where I was at the end, but like I said, I'll definitely take it.
Well, great job tonight, man. Congratulations, and good second place for you. And I know your boys were watching here tonight, so send some shout-outs to whoever you want to.
Yeah, all the RBR boys, appreciate all y'all. That's a pretty cool deal. Thank y'all for putting this on.
Absolutely, man. Great job tonight, Jake.
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy. Jacob Clayton, the fourth, if you will. He's got a 4 next to his name, so he's the fourth Jacob Clayton in iRacing, finishing in P2 here tonight as we'll move him down. And one thing I should mention as we bring Joey up here is this is probably going to be one of the more popular wins. I mean, Joey, one of the nicer guys you get to hang out with or whatever and chat. Obviously, goes up and races at different dirt tracks up in Canada and stuff like that. And he usually takes his, correct me if I'm wrong, the old big block out there.
Yes, I got it modified. That's right.
Yeah, not the 358, but the big boy. And
Yep.
Oh, you
Well,
do
I have a 358. That's what I got.
oh, I thought. What's the small one? What? I'm
The
confused.
smaller sportsman. And well,
Oh.
in the sim, we've got 358 and big block, but at our tracks we have 358 and sportsman. So
Gotcha.
I race the biggest I can here. I'd have to drive a little further south if I wanted to do full big block. But
Send him get him down to Oswego. But no, man, nice job, Joey. Congratulations, man. First career win, finally. Obviously coming here on dirt, surprisingly, and that's got to have a pretty good feeling to put your name and put so much into this race and to put yourself in victory lane here.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like I was always every season since I've been with this series, I always kind of look forward to that dirt race. I know that's probably my best shot because I mean this series is so tough to win in. We've got 10 or 15 guys that can win on asphalt on any given night, and it's usually not me. So I mind my business and I race the guys clean and I have fun with them. But I knew tonight I'd have a little something that I could at least control my destiny a little bit, and the guys kept me real honest. Cummings, Matt, the 9 car, I don't remember his name, but he's new to me. But everyone kept me honest, and it was fun. We had a little contact out there, and I'm sure it made for a good show. And once we got things rolling, start of the race was kind of slow there. One lap restart. But once we got things cleared up a bit, it really it was a lot of fun. The track widened out and had lots of room to race on.
Yeah, and that part was kind of interesting, especially in restarts. I noticed one time it almost backfired on you. You started on the outside lane, and Devin was right up there on your door, coming to the restart, and you come down a little bit there to get the run, and he was there. Was there any thought to maybe starting in the bottom lane and just trying to almost go as high as you can with that car on your outside to just get the car off the corner to get the restart?
After the halfway point, the restarts on the bottom, you would just spin the tires, and then the guy on the outside would get the launch. So any advantage you had from being the guy that launched first would give it right back. And then when you went in the corner, like it happened to me right before the halfway, I took that one restart with Matt, and I took off, and he was still at my door. So then I had to you couldn't just sail in there because I was going to take both of us to the wall, right? So,
Right.
And then he just got me right when the yellow came out, and so I said, no, I'm not doing that again. And then the next restart, he gave me the outside. And then I just went in there and held my line, and he had to do the same, respect the outside car. And we kind of, he couldn't just drift up and use the whole track. So I'd rather be on the outside, and if the guy pinches me between the wall and him, well, at least I'm coming out the other end, But it was, yeah, it's just from experience, I guess, in real life too. I think when a track slicks off, you can use the banking a little bit to drive off, get a little bit of a straighter run, and at least get away from the guy. And then once I get cleared him, I felt I could probably kind of hold my own though. But
Right.
Devin was working that concrete pretty good there at the end there. I don't know. It's like I was just keeping my car high enough so that he couldn't slip through there. But he was doing all he could. So I mean, hey, I would have probably done the same.
One other thing I do want to ask, how much did it, like, towards the end of the race, were you having to back up your corner? Because I asked that because obviously, as you said kind of before the race when we were talking during the warm-up, how much the car would just slide,
Yeah.
obviously on top of what was almost ice at the end of the race
Yeah.
because of how much the track had slicked off. So how much were you backing up the corner just to get in there without sliding up to the wall?
Well, the trick was to have enough of a slide initially so that you could control that slide with your throttle
Hmm.
through the whole corner. So then it wasn't so much about backing up the corner, it's just setting it at the right moment so that the sliding sideways actually acts as your brakes.
I got
And
you.
then you kind of just hold that. So if you did it too late, you just slide up to the wall, and if you did it too early in the inside wall, so yeah, I guess there's a certain amount of timing that goes with that, but it's not. Our lap times weren't much slower than they were. I think my last lap was a 19.2, and I think in the heat race I ran an 18.7. So and the track was way faster. So
Right.
it's maybe 5 mile an hour difference overall at that point. So it's just a matter of it's just getting the car set. And these cars, if someone puts you in a bad situation and you can't present the car at that angle to use it to slow you down, then you're like, oh no, it's not turning. Oh shit,
Right.
I'm hitting the wall.
Right.
It's about reacting to what's going around you so you can maintain that control. So it was, I mean, the setup for the car was eh, by asphalt standards is a tight car, but for dirt racing, everyone wants to have traction when they're sideways. So it was actually perfect. It was maybe the longer the race went on, the better the setup became.
Mhm.
It kind of, the setup was more built for the end of the race, and it made for good racing, I think, at the end there. So the guys, I don't know, I think they got the setup from a setup shop there last minute, and I'd say they got it pretty good. So
So, last question before I let you go here. Obviously, so basically, going off of what you're saying, it was almost better to enter lower into the corner and let the car wash up and use as the brake instead of being high because then you're using the wall to slow you down.
yeah, like you needed, like, let's say a groove and a half of
Mhm.
slide up space, so you couldn't go in. Like if you raced a dirt sprint car or a late model here, you would go in right on the wall,
Right.
because the car is made to do that. But these cars, you have to almost kind of like, you know, cut, to run the top, you have to start at the middle,
Right.
and give yourself that extra space because it's such a heavy car, it just keeps skating up. So.
Kind of like you're going to do at Bristol next week, as I think about it. So, well, great job tonight, man. Congratulations. Well earned on the win. And send
Thank
some
you.
shout outs whoever you like to.
Well, I want to send a shout out to my KGD2 teammates. They're a pleasure to be around. We work together every week. We do practices, and we this week I was the mentor, but most of the time they're my mentor. So they're a really good bunch, and we're from all corners of the continent. So I mean, I got Sam from Quebec, and I'm here in Ontario, Canada, and the boys are in Virginia and all over the place. So it's like it's amazing how sim racing and the internet can allow us to all converge in one place as if we're all living in the same hometown. So it's pretty good.
Well, great job tonight, man. Congratulations on the win. It's yours now, and you're in the playoffs.
Yes, so that's a load off my back. I literally a load off my back. I got to go for some surgery in a couple of weeks.
Oh,
And,
no.
I was gonna probably have to miss a race. Oh no, all good. Nice day surgery, but it was on the day of the race in 2 weeks. And I'm like, oh no, I need the points. And I'm like, guess what? We might have to sit one out. So
Well, great job, man. And well earned. And we'll see you. We'll see you next week at Bristol, bud.
all right, I appreciate it. Thanks for everything you do, Chris.
Absolutely, man. Joey Ladisor, the winner tonight. And as they always say in racing, the first one's always the hardest one to get. So who knows? Maybe he goes back to back next week in Bristol. So we'll have to see That obviously is going to be a challenge in itself. But good job on Joey's part. And obviously, congrats and great job on the sponsorship stuff and all the work that he put into the Mr. Radiator sponsorship of the Great Lakes Dirt Championship, as he talked about before the race, being the main sponsor of the event and coming up with a title for this race, and even jokingly say the Golden Radiator Cap goes to the winner tonight. So somebody paint a golden radiator cap and send it to Joey, or let him do it himself there to shop. So either way, man, it was an interesting event. It was fun. I knew we would have yellows, and that's fine. That comes with the product of dirt racing, with 3/4 of the field never racing on dirt much. So we had fun, and definitely had a blast talking to the viewers here tonight, and appreciate you guys joining us. And obviously a big shout out to Downrange Transport for sponsoring the series. And next week we'll go back to the familiar territory of Bristol Motor Speedway on the concrete there for short track racing. Next Wednesday night, 8:30-ish Eastern time, we will be ready to go from the last great Coliseum, from the Dirt Coliseum that is Eldora. So we head out. We appreciate everybody for joining us tonight. 4 winners in 4 different races. We're almost halfway in the regular season already. Pressure is going to start to build for those who have not won yet this season. So this isn't just a game. It's iRacing. See ya.